Hey folks, we're going to be making charred punk wood by two methods. We're going to be using the weeping hole method tin, which is this one, if you can see it right there with the hole, and we're going to be smothering some of this tin in a tin without no hole in it, like right here. Woo! And we got the punk wood right here ready to go in this fire tin, and a bigger tin right here with all the punk wood and stuff. Is the weeping hole technique. We're going to stuff some of the trunk wood. The reason why we use trunk wood over your t-shirt, 100% linen t-shirt, you'll be wearing it most of the time. This method, this way you can make as limitless resource of punk wood possible. You just place some in the tin that you're going to be using to char. Just don't overload it. And keep the fire roaring at all times. This is the weeping hole technique of making charred punk wood. Just fill it up as much as you can. Try to close the lid if you can, and then place it in the fire like so. It'll give off a white smoke, and then when it doesn't have white smoke going off anymore, you take it off, and that means the charred punk wood will be done. I gotta keep feeding the fire. Okay, we got the fire roaring, and the tin that we put the punk wood with the weeping hole is on fire, and it's working now. It's going to take a while for that to get done. Now we're going to try the smothering method since we got the fire roaring. You got to break this up in smaller pieces to do this. Of course, we're going to take our tongs. This is how they used to do it back in the ancient times. They take their tongs and their smothering tins and put it directly in the fire to catch the punk wood on fire, like so. As you see, I'm putting the punk wood in here on fire. This is the smothering method. You can do this while you're at your base camp or while you're in the field, so you can make charred punk wood. This is two different techniques: weeping hole technique and the old smothered charred technique. So you can use this for a flint and steel later on. You get it charred, and then you take the punk wood, stick it directly in the tin, and then smother it out by closing it off like that. Get another piece ready to go, and have this ready, because this goes out real fast. And you char another piece like so. Got to get a hold of it first. You can use bushcraft tongs to do this. I burnt myself, by the way. Here's another piece of this. We're going to get it smothered here. Good. We're going to get this right here and charred up. This is the old method, how the old mountain men used to do it. Back in the old times, to catch the punk wood on fire and char it, and then smother it. And it takes a long time for it to smother and char. Oh God, I dropped it. Is that alright? This fire is hot. And we're going to catch this piece of punk wood on fire. Let it get nice and charred in the fire. It takes a bit of time to do this. Then you lift the lid off of here, drop the piece back in here, and it'll smother. Take its time and smother in the tuna can, and take another piece here, and we're going to smother it as well. Oh my God, my knees is killing me. Stick it directly in the fire, and we're going to smother this piece as well. Get it nice and hot, and it'll smother in the tuna can by itself. Of course, the flames are so brutally hot. Woo, God. Okay. Open up the tin, drop it in the tin, and let it smother. Put that in the tin. We'll do another piece. This is a smothering punk wood technique, and we got the one with the weeping hole in the fire right now. Two different methods, both great methods to making punk wood, charred punk wood. This is the older technique. You just char the punk wood in the in the fire as long as you can, if you can still hold it there. And you open up your smothering tin while it's on fire, if you can stand being by the fire long enough, and drop it in there, and it'll smother. When you close off the oxygen, you can also dig a hole in the ground. If you don't have a tin, dig a small hole in the ground, and then do that, and put the charred punk wood in the hole and cover it up with dirt, and then repeat the process over and over again. Oh, the stupid lid didn't go on. Okay, we're going to leave that like that. Take another small piece of punk wood here. We're going to char it up as well. Try to keep my face away from this fire. The only downside about doing this is you got to get directly in the fire, which also will burn your face and also will cause you to smoke yourself out and cough to death. Well, not really cough to death, just you know, you just stick it in the fire, you wait till it's nice and burning on fire. Punk wood sort of got a sponginess to it. Oh my god, this fire is freaking brutal. Oh, that smoke. Oh my god. Oh my god. Try to keep it in the fire as long as I can to get it as charred up as I can. But this is how the mountain men used to do it. On the lap, and place it in there like so, and put the lid back on there, and it'll smother it. Do a couple smaller pieces here, and then we'll call it done. Oh my god, man, it's freaking hot. Woo, man, that's hot. Son of a gun. Now you just put it in the fire and it'll eventually catch on fire. Okay. You open up your little tin here, you drop it in the tin, and then you smother it. This will smother the punk wood. Alright, we're gonna do some more here. It's a great way to replenish your flint and steel kits for charred material. Oh my god, this stuff is freaking hot. It's very, very, very brutally hot, folks. Alright, we're going to burn this out of this. Open it up. Oh, come on, open it. Smother it. And now we're going to go for broke. And we're going to take this whole tin here and close it off. It's already got a weeping hole in the top of it. And we're going to make a massive amount of charred punk wood. I'm placing it on top of that right there. And we'll wait and get back to you when it's done. Folks, both methods are done of charred material, of making punk wood. This is the weeping hole technique. As you see, we got plenty of charred punk wood here. It makes a great amount of charred punk wood. This stuff will light up with just very little spark with a ferrocerium rod or a flint and steel kit. Here's the smothering technique. It's smothering still, although it's still in here. It's also smothering and will stay smothering while it's in here like this. That's two methods of making charred material. The old method, which is the old smothering technique, and the newer, more modern method, which is the weeping hole technique. And we still have a great big old cookie tin on the fire making more punk wood. Well, folks, I hope you like this video on how to make charred punk wood with two different types of techniques, like the weeping hole technique and the smothering technique. And if you do like this video, please give it a like and a subscribe, and you all know what y'all can do. This has been your old boy Hondo, and you put God first, he puts you first every time. You know what else, YouTube? God loves you, so does Hondo. Peace out.
Yeah.